Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Jonathan Uddlehite, Director of the Corporate Health and Wellness Association and Editor-in-Chief of the Corporate Wellness Magazine, and bringing you today's PowerPoint on the Certified Corporate Wellness Specialist, and really covering, what are the benefits of becoming a Certified Corporate Wellness Specialist? What does the program entail? And how you can get the most out of it? And what is it going to really do for you personally? So I appreciate everyone coming on the webcast today. The Certified Corporate Wellness Specialist is a designation. So I want to make clear right off the bat, it is not a certificate course, a course where you're getting continuing education credit, where you're just sitting in the class for an hour or two. And whether you slept through it or not, you're getting a certificate. It is an actual, course that can be taken online or in person, that you have to take an exam, 100 question exam, and then once you pass the exam, then you actually get your designation, your seal, and a diploma. So it is a certification program. And the certification program also has continuing education credits for agents and up to 12 credits for HR executives through SPHR. So, for those of you, I'm sure many of you are familiar with us, but the Corporate Health and Wellness Association is the only nonprofit trade association in the industry for employers and run by employers, specifically focused on corporate wellness, sharing best practices, sharing case studies, sharing policies, and helping move forward this industry. So we have several hundred large employers who are members, and we reach over 500,000 HR and insurance professionals through our different channels, our database, our members, our LinkedIn groups, Facebook, and some other channels. So, for example, if you guys aren't a part of it, we manage and run the largest LinkedIn group out there for corporate wellness executives. We have over 17,000 people who are members. There's some great discussions, collaboration, and networking that goes on our LinkedIn group, and it's growing by about 100 people per day. So all 17,000 people this year. By next year, it'll be around 36,000. And our mission is educating employers on the best ways to engage employees in healthy behaviors, creating a corporate culture of health, and focusing on return on investment and what works and what doesn't work. So I think we all know the corporate wellness industry is growing very fast. With the rising costs of healthcare, with the Affordable Care Act, there's more of a crunch than ever for employers to keep their costs down. And I think we know there's no silver lining. Nothing is changing where healthcare costs and premiums are going. Everything is increasing. So, if we look at some of the stats of corporate wellness, 50% of employers with at least 50 workers offered a wellness program. 90% of employers with more than 50,000 workers offer a wellness program. 75% of healthcare dollars go towards preventable conditions. So employers realize that 75% of healthcare costs are preventable conditions. Start working on those conditions now and get employees engaged in their health. And this is going to lower costs, increase productivity, and reduce absenteeism. And these numbers are increasing every year. So the corporate wellness industry is estimated that it's over a $6 billion industry. There's thousands of corporate wellness companies that are vendors that offer wellness programs to employers. And there's new companies that get in the industry every day. Some statistics out there, and the statistics really vary, but some companies say they save $521 per employee per year on wellness incentives. I think that one's from the National Business Group on Health's recent study that just came out, I think, a few months ago. There was one study, that was done, through Harvard several years ago that said the average medical cost savings per dollar invested in wellness programs was $3.27. So, I know that the ROI and the savings and return on investment is always something that's really debatable in the industry. But I think at the end of the day, we all know corporate wellness programs can work. And with healthcare costs going up, you need to do something to engage your employees to be healthy and to make change. You can't just let things continue as they are. And we've tried consumer-driven plans, high-deductible plans. We've tried all these different things, and they don't work. So, corporate wellness is really one of those last saving graces of something that's going to change an employer's healthcare plan. So some other stats in regards to what employees felt about the program. 62% of employees feel workplace wellness activities are successful. 51% of employees feel it encourages them to work harder. 59% of employees feel they have more energy to be more productive. 43% of employees say wellness programs lead them to miss fewer days. So corporate wellness programs work. Employees receive them very positively. Now, the Corporate Health and Wellness Association has been around for over 5 years, and it was really created 5 years ago because employers really came together and they said, you know what, we're tired of making the same mistakes other employers are doing. We want to know not just what works, but we want to know what doesn't work, so we can skip ahead. We don't need to spend 1 year, 2 years, 3 years making the same mistakes others in our same steps have done. We don't want to work with vendors who offer corporate wellness programs that don't work. We want to work with ones that are successful. So they said, there's nothing out there that does this. There's no other trade association, and anyone who's involved in corporate wellness now, they kind of hide everything. They keep it very very tight to their vest, and they don't share anything. And that the employers were all very open to saying, I will share what works and what doesn't work. I will also share my internal policies and practices and things like that with other employers. So this is how the Corporate Health and Wellness Association was really founded and created, and we've had a tremendous amount of growth and success over the last 5 years. And we do a lot of education during the year through Webcast, through white papers. We're about to release a white paper on how gift cards are used to incentivize employees. And then we also obviously have our big annual Corporate Wellness Conference once a year, which is the largest conference that brings in HR and insurance execs in wellness. So why was the Certified Corporate Wellness Specialist program created? This was really created so that there would be an official training program with very set standards, so that employers could be very successful in implementing wellness programs. And also it was implemented so that, employers wanted, their insurance agents, their consultants, their brokers, and their vendors to be trained on corporate wellness. They wanted them to know not just what their product was or what they were doing, but everything in the entire, process of corporate wellness. So, before I go into some of the modules and the instructors and about the corporate wellness certification course is, one of the things that I think is important is why wait? You need to differentiate yourself from other people who are calling themselves wellness experts, because more and more people are coming into this industry every year. How do you set yourself apart from someone who says, hey, I'm a wellness expert? Someone who maybe they're just passionate about their personal health and they got into the industry, and tomorrow they're saying, I can do corporate wellness. And where I'm seeing the industry growing, because there's many different segments of the industry. You've got corporate wellness at a very high level, people in positions of directors of corporate wellness and wellness manager, to new and emerging focuses of corporate fitness, corporate nutrition. There's more and more people coming into the group every day. And because of that, where is it going to be in 2015? There are going to be more people in the industry than before calling them experts, and it's going to be even harder to distinguish yourself. So, immediate perception is everything. You get one chance to make a first impression, and how are they going to remember you? So if you're an agent or broker or consultant, and you're presenting your services to an employer as a wellness expert, really that certification and designation and seal on your business card is going to be what they remember you by. And if you're an employer and maybe you're going for a promotion, maybe you're looking for a new job, how do you set yourself apart so they're going to remember you from the 50 to 100 to 200 candidates they interviewed for that position? You need something to set yourself apart, and it's all about advanced education and designations. There was a recent study by Cornell where they found that by getting a certification, it will increase your salary over the course of your lifetime by $117,000. So obviously, I think it's important to become a certified corporate wellness specialist to stand out from the crowd and distinguish yourself. If you're an HR professional, I think it's really simple. If you want promotion, you want advancement, as companies are investing more in the wellness programs, you need to basically be to have that thing that sets you apart on your resume. If you're an agent, broker, consultant, you need to have something that is going to make them aware that you know something more than others. So now jumping back into corporate wellness. And by the way, as we're doing this webcast, anyone who has any questions, feel free to the Q&A button, not the chat button, but go into the question and answer and type in any questions you have, and we can answer them potentially during the webcast, or it could be something we do at the end. So one of the biggest challenges facing the entire corporate wellness industry is where are you getting your case studies from? Where are you getting your best practices? So, I use the analogy of this picture is, hopefully you can see the image on your screen, but it's old textbooks, that are almost 100 years old. So right now, everyone's using case studies that are totally outdated. There's an employer coalition that I saw last year partnered with a city on wellness education, where they were using a case study that was actually 10 years old. It was a big auto manufacturer, and it was something they did in 2002. And I saw that, and I was like, that's crazy, because that is so outdated, it's so irrelevant, it doesn't apply to today at all. And this is the challenge, is no one's sharing what's really working and what's not. And that is one of the main reasons, and what this whole course, this certification is built upon, is the current case studies. So we have a diverse faculty. So it's taught from the employer's perspective, and this is what's so unique about the program. This is not your peers, your colleagues, consultants, corporate wellness vendors presenting to you. This is what they think about wellness, or about theory, or hypothetical scenarios. It's actual employer case studies. The employers that are doing it every single day, from brand names that you know, and them showing you what they did that worked and what didn't. So some of our instructors from LinkedIn, Hallmark Cards, Racetrack, Petco, Wawa, University of Michigan, LL Bean, Cleveland Clinic, Johnson & Johnson, Dallas-Fort Worth Airport, California. So really some great instructors, and this is not all of our instructor base, this is just some of our instructors. And our course is always updated. So our course was just updated a month ago with all new case studies. So it's a comprehensive and current course that, as we get case studies in and we're filling them in during the year, we provide those updated case studies to you. And I think that's what's really important, because you can have someone like a Hallmark Cards on there sharing with you and saying, hey, we did this with incentives and it didn't work. And so we adjusted it, and now we're doing this within our wellness programs, and we've moved away from the incentives. So it's the learning experience, I think, is extremely critical, and it's going to change the way you're able to approach corporate wellness programs, and how you're able to skip the gap and move into being able to be more successful faster and getting better ROI, and avoiding all the mistakes others have made before you. So we've been doing a big branding campaign and marketing campaign over the last year to really educate employers, and working with certified corporate wellness specialists that have gone through our program. So we do that through our magazine, through the 500,000 people we reach through our database, and we're going to continue branding it that this is the gold seal in education with corporate wellness. And with our course, we require 5 hours of continuing education credit every year, and we do that so that you're required to go through case studies every year, so that you're updated with what's going on. So we're adding about anywhere from 5 to 20 case studies each year in our program. So I think the most important part, I know I've already said it before, but anyone can say they're an expert. One of the things that we're going to be doing going forward is we just launched a new benefit, which is a job guarantee. And I'm excited about this for people who are in the industry, and maybe you don't have a position right now, you're out of a position, or you're just getting into the industry. Our new job guarantee is going to help you place you in a position. And we have terms and conditions on our website for you to read and to learn about how the job guarantee works. But we have 3 options for our certification program. You can do it online, and it's $9.95. You can do it and actually finance that $9.95 over the course of 12 months. Or for $11.99, you can go with the certification option that has a job guarantee. The course has I think it's about 20 modules right now of content. I know it says 13 modules here, but we've updated the course. There's a 100-page workbook. You get 2 test opportunities and an exam review. There's 100 multiple choice online questions for the final exam, and then you get your designation as a certified corporate wellness specialist. You get to ask questions. We call it Ask the Experts, and send in questions and ask questions, and access to our resource center, which I'll go into in a little while. So we also cover in the course, it's really comprehensive. I mean, it covers everything, that and our textbook. So there's nothing that's going to really be omitted, and it covers whether it's small companies, medium-sized companies, large companies, and wellness programs for any size budget. We also do group live training, so whether it's coming and doing certification at your company or actually doing training out, it could be group live training outside of certification for your employees, whether it's done live or online through our learning management system. So some of the core competencies of the course: obtaining management supports, creating and maintaining wellness committees, program design, budgets, incentives, health risk assessments, biometrics, environmental benefits, legal issues, ROI, the ACA. I'll go through some of our content of our courses. Corporate Wellness 101, Beyond Zero Trends, Pearls of Wisdom, making sure senior leadership actually walks the talk. One size doesn't fit all, a case study from Racetrack Petroleum on understanding the unique needs of your employee population. How Hallmark and Petco have navigated wellness communication to achieve maximum employee engagement. And I think that's important. Engaging the employees and educating them and communicating to them is one of the biggest challenges where some employers, it makes or breaks their wellness program. Creating cultures of health. Does work affect health, or health affects work, and why businesses need to consider both. The employee health and wellness results from an incentivized and outcomes-based integrated system. How LOB is tracking outcomes, overcoming the ROI struggle. Turning the incentive debate upside down, driving behavior change without a carrot or stick. Healthcare reforms, endorsement and expansion of wellness programs. Wellness works, but be aware of the legal landmines. That's a really important module, all about the legal liability, the different laws you have to deal with, whether it's disability or HIPAA or healthcare reform, understanding how to avoid it. And we've done some really great webcasts on this where we've seen that there's a lot of people, like I think one of them, 70% of the respondents got the question wrong on how they were doing like a bigger loser contest or a mudding program, and they were actually violating a law, but they didn't know it, and it was just one minor twist. So the legal landmines is great in really getting you to think about how to be compliant and do it right. Helping to align your wellness program to your business strategy, creating a culture of health with game-based social health communities, and that's a Safeway case study. Practical wellness programs, planning tools, applications for success, wellness for your traveling, telecommuting, or remote workforce. So another part of the program that's part of the course is our Engaging Wellness book. And I wish I had one that I could kind of show you on camera right now. But it's Engaging Wellness, Corporate Wellness Programs at Work. And this is a book that took us almost 2 years to put together. We worked with about 50 of the top experts in the industry to come and help co-author this book, and it's about 584 pages. And we came out with our second edition with some updates just this past November, a couple months ago. And this book is required reading along with the course, but it's really a great book. And it covers everything regarding healthcare, regarding corporate wellness. So there's about 16 chapters, and you can go online and look at what's covered within the book. So I'll really talk a little bit about some of the chapters because we can't go into everything because you realize like 600-page book, that's a lot of content. But it covers program design, incentives, health risk assessments, biometrics, dealing with the C-suite, on-site clinics, creating a culture of health, measuring program success, healthcare reform and wellness, best practices, social media, multinational wellness, program communication, fully insured versus self-funded, and other essential information. So this is just an example of how you can put the designation on your business card, the Certified Corporate Wellness Specialist. I definitely recommend that once you get certified, you put it as a current position so that people on LinkedIn see it as a current position, so they see that you're certified, and they don't even have to click on your profile to figure it out. But I know that LinkedIn is a really powerful tool. I mean, we reach over 300,000 B2B professionals on LinkedIn through about 40 different groups we run on LinkedIn. And we're actually the biggest influencers for the HR and insurance community on LinkedIn. LinkedIn's an amazing tool for networking, and you should have that seal on there because it shows people your interest and your knowledge right away. And you'll be amazed at the opportunities on LinkedIn if you really start leveraging it. So one of the benefits of getting certified is we market those people who've been certified. So you become searchable on the Corporate Wellness Magazine website. We have over 100,000 subscribers to the Corporate Wellness Magazine. And you know, it's tough to see it. I'm assuming you can see it on this image, but people can search by city, by state, by zip code, and find people who are certified in their location. And that could be it could be an employer looking to recruit an HR professional who's an expert in corporate wellness. It could be an employer looking to find an agent or broker or consultant who's an expert in corporate wellness. Or it could be an agent or broker who doesn't have expertise in corporate wellness but needs another agent who is to help them with their clients. So you can they can find you on there and they can send you messages right through the Corporate Wellness Magazine website. So it's our way of really trying to brand you and bring more opportunity to those who have been certified in corporate wellness. I already talked a little bit about our LinkedIn presence with our corporate wellness group and Facebook. I won't go into that. So this is a little picture of the diploma you'll get. It's not, I know the picture it shows it's kind of slanted on the sides, but it's a full square diploma that's framed and it's what you get put on your wall to show your colleagues, your friends, your peers that you've been certified. And as I said, you can earn your corporate wellness certification online at your own pace, sign up today, or you can do it at our annual conference, September 20th to the 24th in Washington, D.C., and it's $9.95 for the CCWS or $11.95 with the job guarantee. We just launched our Corporate Wellness Resource Center, which I'm really excited about. And this has been something we've been building for several years based upon, all our employer members saying we want to share resources. So this is going to have, and it's available just for people who've been certified in corporate wellness research, corporate wellness research, white papers, webcasts, videos. And then what we're going to be adding shortly is policies and practices. So an employer who might have a successful Biggest Loser concept, biometric program, anything, it could be, here's my whole structure of how I set up and I ran my Biggest Loser program. And I'm going to put it into the Resource Center because I want to help other employers have access to this. And I know that I want to go to the Resource Center and I might be doing something like I might have an office in India and want to know about implementing a wellness program there, and I'll be able to pull that off of the Corporate Wellness Resource Center. Or I'm putting in an HRA program, and I want to pull what some employer did on a customized basis. So this is the part of the Resource Center, the one place employers can come, agents and brokers can come and get any resource they ever wanted in regards to corporate wellness. And so we're going to ramp up this fast, and we expect to have thousands of resources in our Corporate Wellness Resource Center by the end of the year. And then once you become certified, there's some other things that we put together based upon demand of the graduates going through the program. A sports jacket with a seal on it. That's Miguel from our office sporting it as their model, a coffee cup or a pin that you can wear. So I encourage all of you also to come to our Corporate Wellness Conference. It will be the 6th annual Corporate Wellness Conference, the only dedicated corporate wellness conference in the country. We're going to have, it's integrated with the Employer Healthcare and Benefits Congress, which brings in about, should bring in about 3,000 attendees this year with about 200 speakers. But there's about 20 speakers just on corporate wellness doing case studies, the most updated case studies that you will not get at any other event in the country. And then you can get certified throughout the conference and get your HR credit there, or if you're an agent, you can get your continuing education credit. And what's neat too about our conference this year is we've added fitness and nutrition. So there's going to be a corporate fitness and nutrition track as this really kind of explodes amongst employers. And so it's actually called the Corporate Fitness and Nutrition Conference. And then there's going to be a certification that you can get specifically in corporate fitness and one specifically in corporate nutrition. So you can become a certified corporate fitness professional or a certified corporate nutrition professional. And we're going to have about 10 sessions just on corporate fitness and nutrition. And some of those case studies we're going to do are Chipotle, LinkedIn, and many more employers. So one constant theme that you're going to get from this webcast is it's case studies, and best practices. And it's going to be from employers. Employers that you know and employers that are successful and willing to share our story. A couple years, 2 years ago, we had Google come and present what they're doing in wellness. And they don't present that at any other conference anywhere in the world, and we couldn't even film it at our conference because the person who runs the wellness program would be fired. So this is the conversation they had. They wanted to share their story because they're very passionate and they want to change corporate wellness and show everyone what they're doing, but it can't be something that could be filmed and shared with the rest of the world because they don't want their competitors for Microsoft or other companies to learn what they're doing because they saw it as a really competitive edge. But this is kind of the cutting edge content and knowledge you get, whether it's going through the Corporate Wellness Certification Program or it's going through our annual conference in September. So also, as I was mentioning earlier, besides the certification, we do have corporate wellness training where we can do one-day trainings, for employers or agencies, and you can contact us. There is a special benefit we're offering for people who are on the webcast today that'll be till this Friday, and that's where you can get 20% off and also a free copy of the Engaging Wellness book. So you can go online to look a little bit about the Engaging Wellness book, but it's $80, so this is a limited time only. That'll be till this Friday, and you can go on our website, corporatewellnesscertification.com, and you can use the code CBCW15. So hopefully you can see that here and you write it down, CBCW15 on corporatewellnesscertification.com. For more information on the association, the website is wellnessassociation.com. And if you're looking for information on the Corporate Wellness Conference, you can go to either corporatewellnessconference.com or the employerhealthcarecongress.com. So with that, that's kind of the end of our webcast today. If any of you have any questions, you can email me at John, Jon, at employerhealthcarecongress.com. I invite you all to connect with me on LinkedIn, to join our Corporate Wellness LinkedIn group, or to give us a call here in the office at 561-790-1176. So thanks for coming on the webcast, and everyone have a great day. Thanks a lot.